We're rolling.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed!
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any persons under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Welcome to Nerdbuzzed, the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about and drink a cool frosty beer while we're doing it. I'm your host, Marcus Ellinger, and with me as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
All right, Jeremiah, episode 82. We're going to do a little E3 highlights.
Yep.
Some of the faves. But before all that, because I just talk too much, and I digress, my favorite part of the episode, please.
Talk about the beer.
Please.
Okay. Well, today was your choice. It's the Commodore from Ballast Point Brewery, which I've previously stated is one of my favorite breweries ever. Still feel kind of bad they got bought out by Big Beer. I can't say I've totally noticed it affecting the quality of their beer yet.
So it's not like the Elysian.
No.
Yeah.
But I've noticed that it's available everywhere.
Yes.
Which means that it's got to not all be being brewed at their one facility. So it's probably their recipes getting brewed at other breweries now. So, don't know how cool that is or not. I don't know. I don't think it's that great.
Again, it's that balance though,
yeah.
Right? I think with so many things other than just beer, where it's awesome because it gets it out there and it encourages more diversity in it all, but at the same time, it takes away from the nerdiness of the beer.
It really does.
Yeah, it's like all the nerd stuff now. It's not quite as much of like a niche. Is that right?
Yeah,
niche thing to be a nerd anymore. Same thing with being a micro brewer. It's not the
exactly.
Same, right? Yeah.
And I've actually kind of come to the conclusion that I'm really thinking brewery might not be the avenue in which to pursue.
Yeah, I think so. Unless maybe you want to do it so that you get bought out by a big name guy.
Actually, sick as this sounds, my plan would be, if I actually did do it, would be to get a brand and try and promote it good enough that it was exactly that, purchased out by a big name brand.
Yeah.
And then I could just start my own little backyard brewery where I brew once a week, open a tap once a week, people show up. When the tap's done, they go away.
Yeah, kind of like the mead guy that we saw down at Everett. I just did a little hole in the wall. Yeah, me and my dad found him in his little in the mead cave. I'm gonna call it the mead cave.
Yeah, and that sounds pretty cool. I think since we're talking about Thor and stuff, and you said he wanted to be on.
Yeah.
And with the mead, I think that's our avenue right there.
Yeah. It's a good tie-in, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm sure he would be down with all of that stuff. So I'm gonna email him and
he
get
whipped
in
out
touch
the
with him.
Superman belt buckle, didn't he?
Yeah, Superman wallet and Star Wars belt.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. He said, and to quote him, "I can hang." So it'll be fun.
Oh, from what I found when we have people that quote that I can hang, is we're the ones that have to worry about hanging.
Yeah, for sure. So the beer we're drinking today
is the Commodore Cinnamon Raisin Stout, obviously 6.5% from Ballast Point in San Diego, and I'm kind of excited. It's thick. It poured really thick, which means
I think you can smell a little bit of the cinnamon in there.
Being only 6.5%, as thick as that poured, I'm guessing it's gonna be pretty damn sweet.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh yeah,
it smells like it.
Most of their Ballast Points is a home brewer turned microbrewer.
Yeah,
and a lot of their homebrew influences have transferred over, and a lot of your homebrewers just tend to make a big beer.
Yeah.
So it smells sweet.
Yeah,
it smells really sweet.
I'm really curious how much raisin and cinnamon we're going to taste.
I'm smelling the raisin. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon. I'm not getting a whole lot of cinnamon smell.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a little bit of both of them in there. But you're right, it smells sweet. Which is, the raisin is just going to make it sweeter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So should we do it?
To all the nerds.
Through all the fuzz.
Bottoms up.
Let's get Nerdbuzzed. Click.
Okay, so not as sweet as I was expecting right away.
No. Wow, it's super creamy at the end.
It is.
Excuse me. It's not like overbearingly raisiny or cinnamony.
No, you definitely get the raisin flavor, but the cinnamon's just kind of mellow right there at the end.
Yeah.
Sitting with the really strong coffee-like flavor.
Yes,
Just
very roasty.
Sits right there.
And creamy. Like right before the roasty and almost the other flavors before they come in, you really get this really smooth, creamy sensation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really like that. That's kind of been a theme the past 2 episodes. The last beer was that way too.
I want creamy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I think this is gonna kick my rear too.
It's almost like it could be another ice cream beer.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost got that much creaminess.
Not quite
right in
sweet
there.
enough though.
Yeah. It's interesting. I kind of like it though. Very rich, still pretty smooth. Not too heavy in your mouth. The creaminess I think helps that. It really washes, kind of cleanses your palate. But then you are left with the kind of that raisiny flavor.
Yeah, raisiny a little bit, but that just sits there with the cinnamon and just really dark roasty flavor. Just sits on your tongue and it just doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Just sits there.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
I like it. I was really kind of nervous about it because I don't really like raisins. So I'd much rather eat the grape
I like
than
the
the
California
raisin.
raisins.
Yeah, though because they dance around.
Yes.
Yeah,
Claymation.
and wear cool shades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they heard it on the grapevine.
It's true.
Ooh.
Well, of course. Yeah. So we'll keep drinking it.
Yes.
I'm sure it's going to get better. I'm going to be honest with you. I drank too much the other day, and I spent almost all day yesterday in the bed regretting it. So I'm going to see how I handle this, but so far it's going pretty good. We'll see.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I drank one beer yesterday, and I spent all day practically in bed too.
Yeah, because it kicked your butt.
It kicked my rear, but that was at the end of the day.
Because your tolerance has gone downhill.
I don't know what the deal is after this latest ordeal, but I have like zero tolerance the last like 3 beers I've had. None whatsoever. It's like halfway through them.
You just need to practice more.
Halfway through a 6% beer, I'm just like, hey.
So this might be a good episode. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be awesome. You can barely stay in your seat. It'll be fun.
Oh, God.
So,
No laughing.
yeah. So, we're playing Life is Strange.
Yes. Well,
And I got
one
to
of us
dabble.
is.
I did. Me and my wife played it. I'm going to try to keep playing it with Kristen. Play it together. She played 90% of that chapter 1. I was
nice.
there the whole time and watched.
So you saw the story.
I saw the story. She helped initiate. She held the controller, did all the stuff. I would say right out of the gate from playing it, I do like the character development. I like the way it's very almost like an after school drama or something that you would watch. Right,
Yep.
It has that kind of feel to it, almost like a TV show. One thing I don't like is the stuck to the right side behind the character all the time. The camera. Like, the character's always on the left side of the screen, so if you ever want to see anything on the left side of the
gotta really
character,
pan.
you really got to pan the camera over.
I've run into panning issues a couple of times.
Yeah. You think that's why?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Never really put it on it. Is that until you brought it up? But yeah.
That was the one thing I noticed. And Kristen has stated several times she's not very good at the camera control, so it makes that a little more difficult for when we play it. But maybe that's why it was more obvious for me. But still, I like the characters. It seems like it's developing into a pretty decent story.
Yeah, and this is developing the characters. This is introducing them. Story 1. The story doesn't really start moving until story 2.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, there's a disclaimer that I was like, what the heck's this disclaimer for at the beginning? We actually have avenues for you to seek professional help if any of these scenes and stuff disturb you that much in this game. Like, it's a game, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, this game, even though it's predictable and you know what's coming, it puts you into some serious emotional decisions.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to put it.
I think I remember hearing that as far as reviews and stuff. Like, I think this is one of those games that was received pretty well and got decent reviews, but it was kind of one of those ones where it's like either you got it or you didn't get it.
Yeah, well, this one, I can definitely see people hating this game for the situations it puts you in. And like I said, nothing about this game has seemed unpredictable whatsoever for me. I mean, it's like I've been just predicting turn after turn after. In fact, this latest one is supposed to be like the cliffhanger, shocker. It's like, okay, I kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
But you're never 100% positive until it happens.
Yeah.
But it's not surprising when it does. And so yeah, it's interesting. We'll talk more about it, but
Yeah, as we keep playing it.
Yeah,
It's baited me with the hook, I'll say. I'm curious to play more. And again, it's not a game I would have ever purchased and just tried to play on my own, right? Like, if it wasn't for the nerd play, I wouldn't be playing this game.
Oh, no way.
Which my favorite thing about the nerd play.
And now, who was the studio that did the did the that lighthouse one, or not the lighthouse one, yeah, the lighthouse or the observatory one with all the floating light things.
Oh yeah.
Because this reminds me so much of their
Yeah,
of the
I
way
got a
their
little bit of
stuff
that too.
plays.
I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
I wonder if some of the same people or not.
I don't know. You have to Google it.
Yeah.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like, and just because of the way music and stuff's tying into it and all that, so
Yeah.
it's just little things like that. It's like, wow, the music and the
It almost, at some points, it even reminds me of the L.A. Noir. Did you ever play that game?
I did play L.A. Noir.
And the way you do like the interrogation scenes and you talk to people and you have the different responses and stuff. It kind of
Yeah.
reminded me of that a little
Yeah,
bit.
this does have a lot like that. It's actually, that's a real good comparison of the way the game plays through.
Yeah.
So
So I don't know. We'll keep playing it though. I'm a little intrigued. I want to keep playing, and we'll review it by the end of the month.
okay, definitely.
We'll just keep playing it. It's going to take me a little while. But before we get too far and we get into our E3 stuff, please shrink the screen. I did that last time too.
Shink.
Shrink the screen and like and
Dude,
subscribe.
that's your sound effect to shrinking screen.
Shink. Nice. I like it. Shink. And
Screen.
yeah. And please click like and subscribe. It really helps us out. 100 subscribers, we get our own channel. We would love to have our own channel. It'd be amazing. So I'm actually going to leave it there because we got stuff to talk about.
All right.
Subscribe and like.
Yes, please.
The first thing that came up again at E3 that I thought was pretty interesting is the big debate on whether or not Sony is going to make their stuff cross-platform play.
And they shot it down again.
Yep, they totally did.
It's
They said their reason is because they can't control the content from the other systems, and so they don't want their players to be exposed to something that they're not okay with because they don't have control over the other servers, right? And I think mainly we're talking about Minecraft and Rocket League. They seem to be the two games, which are cross-play. Minecraft is going to be cross-play Switch, Xbox, and PC.
okay. And my only counter argument to their deal there is it's not crossplay, but anybody can play GTA.
Yeah.
You're not going to find worse than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Is what you're going to get exposed to, as far as people and or.
Well, I wonder if it's even so much like that kind of thing, like mature content that they're worried about, or if it's just the control over the content in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if something happens with other servers, it's out of their hands now, and like how's it going to interfere with theirs or whatever. To be honest with you, I think it's all garbage. I don't think that's the reason at all why. Xbox has pretty much said they basically what they said was they took offense to it and that their servers are great and that we really care about our customers too and that we guarantee them good content. So anytime you want to just get over that, we're totally willing to work with you. And Sony even said, we're totally willing to work with anybody that approaches us and wants to try to do it. But I really think the bottom line here is that there's twice as many PlayStation 4s out there as there are Xboxes, almost Xboxes and Switches combined, right? There's twice as many PlayStation 4s. I know this isn't a super accurate comparison, but I think it's like going up to LeBron and saying, hey man, if you come help me out on my weekend league, I'll come play in the NBA with you. Right? It's like, why would Sony even accept that offer? They just don't need it right now.
Yeah.
They're just full steam ahead. They're like, no, why?
Yeah.
Like, what benefit does Sony get by doing it? I think that's the main argument. How do they benefit if they do that? You're not going to get more PlayStation sales.
Not initially, I don't think, but I think it exposed people more to the PlayStation market. And
Maybe.
I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah, I think that's their main reason. I wish they would just say that. I wish they'd just be like, dude, we're selling systems like crazy. Like, we can barely keep up with production, so why?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's got to be the reason, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lame reason, and I wish they would just get over that part of it, but it's got to be the reason why. I just wish they'd say it. Just say it. So
Showing respect to our competitor by not.
yeah, right? Just say it. So it's the never-ending debate. I don't know that it'll ever happen.
Yeah. Well, with the new Xbox coming out,
I think maybe.
I don't know. What is it, the Xbox One X? What's Xbox again?
Yeah, Xbox One X. Yes.
If you break it down, it's Xbox.
Yeah. Do you think that the next one will be Xbox 2? Do you think they'll just start over now? It'll be Xbox One, it'll be Xbox 2, Xbox 3. I don't know. We'll see.
I have no idea.
The other announcement that I thought was at least interesting was BioWare announced, they're the big Mass Effect company. They announced that they are going to be releasing another game called Anthem. And I watched some trailers for it, the E3 stuff for it. Very kind of like more spacey Iron Man. Like you get in this like very slender mech suit, almost like a little bit bulkier Iron Man suit, almost between like Iron Man and like Fallout.
Are we talking
get in that?
Are we talking like Iron Man Mark 1 suit?
Yes, I would say that. Yeah, like between a sleek one and then that one. Because there's different classes. You can be like the scout and the runner, or you can be like the big brute guy. So yours is obviously heavier and has bigger mortars and stuff.
Oh, the Hammer Tech suit.
Yeah, yes, right, totally, yes. Very nerdy, nice. You can like fly in it though, and like you can do all this. There's environmental damage, which I'm a big fan of. You can shoot mortars, and it actually leaves a crater in the ground when you're damaging stuff. And
nice.
It was kind of cool, but
terrain destruction.
Yes, I'm a big fan of that. But the biggest question I had around it was, do you think maybe this game is why Mass Effect Andromeda wasn't received so well when it first came out? Like maybe it got rushed a little bit because they want to get this game out there. I was wondering that.
Maybe. I know the people that own Andromeda that loved it.
Yeah.
So
when it came out with patches, and they fixed it since then, but it kind of came out needing patches, right? Like it almost had this like rushed feel to it. So I don't know. I was wondering if that was why.
Which is the theme of the day. I mean, that's just what everybody does now.
Yeah, right. Everything day one patch.
Yeah,
there's always a day one. Some of them are before day one even. Like the patch comes out before the game's even out. Yeah. My biggest thing I might be stoked about it is because it is BioWare, which we know Walter's a huge fan of.
Yeah.
Right? He's obsessed with it. Maybe because it's third person, we can play a different game on Tuesdays besides GTA. We'll see. Maybe. That'd be awesome. I mean, I'd be into it. So I don't know. That was something to take note of, think about. Other E3 stuff. The biggest one for Xbox there really wasn't a game that I really noticed from Xbox that at least jumped out to me. But the biggest thing was the Xbox One X.
You mean like as a
like a console exclusive?
Yeah,
which I think is what E3 is about. So many of the games that are at E3 they're all multi-platforms you can play them on, right? There's not a whole ton of exclusives, and I think as far as that goes, probably PlayStation took the cake. They had some pretty awesome exclusives, but Xbox One X comes out November 7th this year. They're touting the most powerful console ever, and then I made a little note for 6 months.
Yeah,
right.
For 6 months, and I don't know. They've always had the most powerful console.
Yeah,
their numbers have always outdone PlayStation, except for with the 3 with the graphics. But for some reason, you could get 1080 graphics on the Xboxes, and you couldn't get only but 720 for the same game.
Yeah,
on the PS3, even though the PS3 was supposedly a better graphics platform. So
yeah, well, I
don't know.
Like, do you think it's what could pull Xbox ahead? I wonder about that too. It's at the same price point that they originally released the Xbox One at, which I think was a huge downfall for them in the beginning. They wanted $100 more than the PlayStation, and so now they're saying this one's going to come out at $499, which is the same price. Is it? The real question I came back to was maybe it's for people that they're trying to lure in to buying a system, and those people are going to care about those numbers more, right? I think the experienced gamer, they do want those numbers, but at the same time, the thing that matters is the games.
Oh, totally.
You know, like I don't care how awesome the system is. If the games are crap, then who cares about the system?
Oh, you just go back through some of my favorite games, and they're actually some of our freaking nerd plays. You know, they're not these technologically super advanced wonder games.
Yeah. Well, it even goes back to like launch titles, right? For any system, they're typically super pretty titles compared to the previous generation. But as far as like content in the game and like what more they offer you around that, there really isn't that much more.
No.
Right? It's like you don't get any more features, and they're tapping into that, but they give you like more textures and colors and light sources and things to make it look prettier. But actual game content, there's nothing more than that previous system. At least not in that like first year of releases even.
Yeah.
Like even with
we're just now starting to see real games for the PS4 coming out.
Yeah,
And how long's
that's
PS4
totally what I was just going to say.
And how long's PS4 been out now?
4 years.
4 years. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It really made me wonder, how important is system versus game? And is it more for new gamers? Like, with somebody that already owns an Xbox, go out and get this?
Well, my three friends with Xboxes. One of them I know can't afford it and won't.
Yeah.
Just because he's got a whole family to support. Another one has a family to support.
He is also the one, you're talking about our buddy Josh.
No, he's number 2 here.
Oh.
Another one who has a family to support, but I'm pretty sure he'll probably find a way to go get it.
Yeah, I was gonna, because he already bought the Slim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure he's going to go find a way to get this one.
Yeah.
He's a tech junkie.
Well, and we're totally PlayStation guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
But you don't own a Pro.
No.
I don't own a Pro. I have zero interest in going out and getting a Pro.
I don't have a 4K TV. I don't have any need to.
Even if you did, would you go out and get a Pro to be able to utilize it?
Probably not right away.
I don't think I would either. I'm not. If my system now crapped out because I have to own a PlayStation, I would probably go. I would upgrade then, but I'm not going to upgrade the system I already have.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So I really think there's a lot to say about it being catered to new people, and I just don't know if it's going to be what gets Xbox out of the hole that they're kind of in.
How many? And like I said, my other friend that's got an Xbox, he's not a graphics junkie. He's just not. I mean, he's running on an old 720 TV and complaining about having to upgrade it because it's just starting to get not good. It's just the TV itself is getting wore out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's like, I don't care. I don't want to upgrade it. Just find $100 another one just like this.
Yeah.
You know. It's like,
well, and I remember when I jumped up to a full HD TV, and it is huge.
It is.
It when you go to a full HD TV and play, that was PlayStation 3 when I finally did that, and it was like $800 for this little teeny. I bet the screen wasn't any bigger than this, right? Just this little teeny TV. It was like $800, but I didn't care, $700 maybe, and I brought it home and it looks pretty. And you're, wow, look at all these colors and just everything's so. It's like taking the focus lens and going, eat. Right,
Yep.
just to focus just that little bit, but it makes all the difference in the world. So, like, maybe 4K would do that for me, but it doesn't matter, man. Games are just pretty.
Have you seen the OLED TVs though, man?
Huh?
That's what walking past one of those OLED TVs. They had an animated movie on. It was done specifically for 4K, so they're obviously using every bit of the 4K display.
Yeah.
In this animated movie, and I just walked by, and it was just one of those things where it's just like,
Did you want to touch it?
oh my god.
Yeah. As the hand goes up, I knew it was gonna.
Oh, I'm in love.
It's so pretty. Just like your neck's breaking as you're walking by.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just couldn't. I couldn't get past it. I was just like, oh my god, this is. I don't want a TV right now, but I want this TV right now.
Yeah. Well, and the big thing is the HDR. I keep coming back to that with everything I've read about it. Like 4K is awesome, but HDR makes it awesome.
And they have at the Magnolia store in the Best Buy, they have a display that shows the difference between the HDR, non-HDR, 4K, non-4K, and the 4K HDR is just like, wow.
So it does actually. I've never actually seen them side by side.
Oh yeah, well, it's
HDR.
It's a 4K HDR TV, and then they split the screen and give you the HDR feed and the non-HDR feed, so you're getting the same picture only without each, and it's just the difference. It's just like they do it on a galaxy picture, a picture of the Milky Way galaxy, and just the depth of the galaxy picture is like, oh my god. It's just like, I mean, you're looking at it and it looks like you're looking into the galaxy.
Yeah.
Versus a picture of the galaxy. It was just beyond belief.
Yeah.
And there's no 3D imaging. I mean, it's just that.
It's that much
detail.
color depth that's going on. Yeah. Well, and you should tell your friend to suck it up and go buy a full HD TV because you can get a pretty good sized one for like maybe $200.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's going to give you at least your 1080p.
Oh, you can get it $399.
Yeah. And that's pretty good size.
For 55-inch right now.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pull up a chair in front of it like I do every Tuesday with my camping chair with a beer holder. Get your favorite beer and crack out on that thing.
Yep. It's your director's chair.
It is my director's chair. Yeah. I wish it was a little lower and I had a nice footrest, but I just pull a little stool over and kick my feet up on it, and then I'm good for hours. I can sit there for hours. So I don't know. I think I really came away. That's the biggest Xbox thing. Was
Yeah.
that there were some other games, but they're exclusive. They didn't really interest me a whole bunch. Of course, I don't have an Xbox. I'm a little biased. I think Nintendo. I want to really preface everything by I love Nintendo. I think Nintendo is so cool. I have beyond respect for Nintendo. I think that video games today would not be where they are, and they would not be the popularity that they are today without Nintendo pushing itself as a brand. Because Nintendo's a brand, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like Xbox and PlayStation, like they are brands, but they rely so much on third-party stuff to sell their brand, right? Like they're more like a sponsor. Whereas Nintendo is a brand, and they make Nintendo stuff. And I give them so much respect for that.
Which is also one of your complaints about them.
That is one of my complaints. And my biggest complaint is everything we saw from Nintendo is games we've played before.
Yeah.
They're all games we played. They're cool. They look like the most awesome versions of the games we've played, but they're all games we played before.
Now, the representatives from Naughty Dog, though, were saying that, and we both respect Naughty Dog immensely,
Yeah.
are saying that the new Mario game is totally legit and off the hook for what it is.
Yeah.
It's gonna revolutionize that system. Was their thing. It's like that is going to be the game that sells the Switch.
You think so? Even more so than Zelda.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm curious to see. I was a big fan of, like I remember on the GameCube Mario Sunshine when that came out. That was like one of the first 3D ones. You had like the water pack and you could shoot water and stuff.
Never played that one.
That was fun. I played the crap out of a GameCube. And I had the Mario Galaxy. The first one, I didn't get the second one. That's when I kind of started fizzling out on Nintendo. That was Wii. But again, they're just all kind of the same game, and they're fun. But I think that's my major complaint about a lot of the games that you start seeing. Like one of the ones for Sony is God of War, and I was even talking to Little Jack, and he's stoked for it. He actually wanted. He was asking me at his dad's birthday party. That's where I went and drank too much. And he said he was like, "You gonna do an E3 show? You gonna talk about E3?" And he wanted to talk about God of War with me. And he was like, "No, wait. Here's what you guys got to say."
Oh, shit, got him on here, man.
I guess I could. Yeah, I can have a beer. He'll be our sound guy.
We can give him a root beer.
Yeah, we'll give him something. He'll be our designated host.
There you go.
Yeah.
Give him a root beer.
Yeah. I have to say, my biggest fear is about God of War. There's no chains, right? No more chains with blades. I loved that. I loved how you could throw them across the screen or pull yourself or guys to you. Like, that was huge. I thought that was so cool. And that they were permanently attached to him. Like, that was all part of his punishment, right? I don't know what happened to the chains, but he doesn't have chains anymore. He's got an axe that he throws and, like, a shield thing, I think. But it's an escort game. He drags his son around through everything in the game. Two things I don't like about games: water levels and escorting levels. Least favorite.
Wow.
And the whole, at least in any trailer I've seen for God of War, you're escorting your son around. There are points where in the trailers he's like, "You wait here," and then he goes in, he's badass and cuts people, and all that's awesome. It looks great, and he's like splitting people in half and ripping limbs and stuff, and that's totally God of War. I love it, but I want the chains, and I want him. Maybe if he says, "You wait here," and then you go play the game, and then at the end of the game you like grab his hand and you finish the game. That's okay, but I don't have to drag him through everything. I hate that. Or even games where you do have to escort somebody and you have to keep them alive. Like that's the worst, because I just want to go out and just slaughter everybody and have fun. But now I got to worry about this guy who's not helping at all. I hate that too. And they hunker down and they're firing or shooting, and they're not killing anybody. They're just there to make noise and be in your way sometimes.
Which, the Naughty Dog games, your people that are with you actually do kill people for you.
They do, yes.
So
I don't know. I have a lot of concerns around God of War.
But you're not escorting them really either, so.
No, they're just kind of with you, right? Yeah. You don't have to make sure they don't die.
Usually.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm worried about that. My other thing about Nintendo, real quick, we'll jump back to that, is that Nintendo has stated that we would love every major third-party title to be on our system. And to me, that's like such a duh statement, right? I think all the systems would love to have every third-party major title. They would love to have every first-party major title on their system, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was such an absurd thing to say. It's like, yeah, you didn't need to say it. We all know it. We're all thinking it. So, and I don't think it's going to happen. There's no way. I think technically wise, as far as the system goes, you're just not going to get it. I think some of them just can't run on it. and some of them aren't willing to dumb the game down to meet the specs of your Switch. It's just they just aren't.
Well, you think it'll be waiting until like years go by and they have special edition releases that are a third-party studio that's porting it and stuff?
Oh, probably. Well, and I think that's been a ton of the releases for the Nintendo already. A lot of the games that Nintendo's gotten are games that have already come out on other systems, but they're now getting ported to Nintendo, or they're old games even that were on previous Nintendos that are now getting ported to this new system, right? Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about the Switch yet. I'm curious as to how many will sell and will it be enough to where they make another system, right? Like, how long can this system hold on? Because I don't think we're that far away from PlayStation and Xbox actually having a full-on legitimate system. Like, if we get our Xbox One X, what do you think it is? Another maybe 4 years, and we get just a full-on another Xbox? 3 years, maybe? I bet maybe it doesn't even go 4 years. They're already working on it, I bet. As soon as this Xbox One X comes out, they're already working on the next Xbox.
Probably.
Yeah.
Totally probably are. I know there's been a couple of rumored releases of the PlayStation 5 already, in a couple of different renderings, but the renderings that I've seen have been so different, I don't know how much to believe them.
Yeah. Well, and that brings me to another concern with PlayStation, right? So I'm not only gonna talk smack about Xbox and Nintendo, but in true to Marcus fashion, I'm also gonna talk some smack about PlayStation 4.
All right.
And one of those major things for me is they are also re-releasing Shadow of the Colossus, and they decided to make it a point to bring that to E3. And I thought, really, again, guys, it's going to be a remake. They're going to revamp the controls so they're not those weird controls for it. And they're going to it'll look prettier and whatever, but it's going to have all the same content that the other one had.
Same game.
Yeah, same game, just revamped controls. How many times am I going to have to buy the same goddamn game?
I only bought it once.
No, for PS3 or 2.
2.
Yeah, you didn't buy I did actually buy the collection because I never owned Ico.
Oh, okay.
I owned it, and I borrowed it from friends and played it, but I never actually owned that one, and then I was all over it, and I got Shadow of the Colossus, but I wanted the set, and they're HD, so they are upgraded, but I'm not going to buy it again.
Yeah, no, I just bought a release on the PSN, PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
And it was a PlayStation 2 release. Played it on the PlayStation 3, but it was a PlayStation 2 game.
Oh, it wasn't the upgraded one?
No, it's just it was PlayStation 2 version.
So, again, there's another way that that's where the digital stuff I think is fine. If I buy a digital version of a game, like for my PlayStation 3, I want to be able to play it on my PlayStation 4. And then if the PlayStation 5 comes out, just keep that in my library and don't make me buy it again.
Exactly.
Just let me play that again on my other system. Especially if you're going to do the whole digital library thing. Yeah, don't kill yourself. So, you want to hear some good news about PlayStation?
Yeah.
Just hear some good news about E3 in general. Days Gone. I'm really, really stoked about that game. The gameplay they showed.
The motorcycle and
and the zombies.
Yeah.
Right? And we saw the first trailer.
Was it zombies?
Yeah. Yeah, there's zombies in it. But they're more like zombie hordes, which actually I thought was kind of cool. But the graphics in that game, that game looks phenomenal.
It looked cool, what I saw of it.
Yeah. I love that you can ride the motorcycle, right? It almost has like a Horizon mixed with Last of Us sort of feel. It seems more open like Horizon, but kind of has that feel of Last of Us.
I got more Last of Us when I was playing it.
Yeah. So I'm super stoked for it. It looks really cool. The graphics are insane. The lighting is insane in it. But again, unless the game's awesome, I don't give a crap about all that other stuff. The game has to be cool.
Speaking of Last of Us, was there any more Last of Us news at E3 yet?
No, not that I heard of. There was more Uncharted. We got more Uncharted as far as that story goes, right? The DLC for the main story with the 2 chicks.
Okay.
Again, I don't really care. I wasn't that impressed with the last Uncharted, so we'll see how any of that goes.
I think I liked it better than you did.
You totally did like it better than I was let down. I think I think I would recommend to anybody else play those other Uncharteds before you play that one. I mean, obviously because of story continuity and stuff, but just purely based on the experience of them. I think 2 and 3 are better than that last one, hands down.
Yeah.
1 is kind of old. it's a little dated now when you play. I still love it because it is what it's the first one. But 2 and 3 are better than the number 4.
3 was pretty awesome. I didn't like the whole Lost in the Desert Sandstorm thing.
In 3?
Yeah.
Except for when you were falling out of the airplane and having to hold on to the stuff. That was cool.
Okay, that was cool, but I'm just talking about like when you're trying to find your way through the Lost Desert scene. It's like, really? This is getting kind of old.
Yeah.
I mean, initially it was cool. It just seemed to go forever. I was like, I get the feeling, the ominous feeling, and you're trying to impose here. You've succeeded, guys. Okay, let's move.
Yeah.
Let's move on. No, more. Oh, shit. More? Okay.
Yeah. More instant gratification, please.
Yes, exactly.
I think the other cool thing about Days Gone is it's done by Ben Studio, which their biggest thing that I was such a huge fan of, I believe it's PlayStation 1, is Siphon Filter.
Okay.
I loved Siphon Filter. That was like... I think it came out after Metal Gear Solid, but it was so much more of a... Metal Gear Solid is like fixed camera angles, and Siphon Filter, the camera move, is more third person. Mm-hmm. But I loved that game because you could totally play levels, and you would learn where all the guys were, and you could do like headshot, 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 sneak, 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 headshot, headshot, headshot. And it was so much fun. I got super good at all those levels in that.
I never got to play Siphon Filter. I picked it up years later, and it's one of those games that just sat in my collection, and I just never really played.
Oh, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm sure if you go play it now, it's totally outdated. And it doesn't have the polish that Metal Gear has, but it was so much fun. Me and my roommate, Tyler, at the time, cracked out on that game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that totally played the crap out of it. So I'm excited to see something new from them, right?
He was all over the God of War 2, wasn't he?
Yes, very God of War. And he's a little iffy. He actually responded, because I posted out there, what do you think of this? And he actually responded, he's like, I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not totally sure what I agree with you. I'm nervous about where the goddamn chains, right? Yeah. Put the goddamn suit on. How many times do I have to say that?
Yeah.
The chains are part of his suit. The other one,
part of him.
Yeah.
Along with
Right? That, which was awesome. Which he still has the ashes. So, and he grew a beard. That's the other difference, I guess. I don't, maybe he traded the chains for a beard. Maybe the chains will come out of his beard. It's just like, No. Just like slaughter people and then pick his teeth with them. No?
No.
Not cool. The other game I'm actually really excited for, and I shouldn't be at all. I told myself not to be Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
Did you watch any of the, did you get to see the
any
of the gameplay trailer?
I did not see any gameplay trailers for that. I did watch the gameplay trailers with what I thought you were going to be excited for. Which was?
Oh, wait. The best thing of E3. Yes. Spider-Man, it looks really cool. It's done by a new Insomniac Games is taking it over, which did Spyro, Ratchet and Clank, Sunset Overdrive.
I was actually just wondering the other day what the hell happened to Spyro. When are we going to get another one of those?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll bring it back.
I would totally take it, just remake Spyro.
Yeah?
Just HD remake of the originals.
Kind of like the Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Insane trilogy. I think that's what it's called. I don't care because I was never the biggest Crash Bandicoot fan, but people are stoked for that.
Well, that with I like that the way I like the original Donkey Kong Country.
Mm.
You know, it's just fun to get out there and tumble and slap.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if this game does really well.
Yeah,
who knows?
Spyro was like one of the games that totally got me into PlayStation.
Mm.
It was like one of because I mean I was late to the original PlayStation field.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I was totally. It was one of those games like because I'd wake up or go visit my friends who had it. Always had the newest, latest, greatest system.
Yeah,
you know, go spend the night at his house and stuff. And of course, he was the one that hoarded his system while I was there the whole time. And I got to.
Did you have to wait till he fell asleep?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he fell asleep, I was the one that was cracking out. Like, I drop.
Yeah. More soda.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's how so many of my friends were.
I don't even like Mountain Dew, but I drank so much Mountain Dew there.
Yeah. Don't put it down. My mom will be here in 5 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And that was what I did there. Or I got up way early because he was guaranteed to sleep until at least 10:30.
Yeah. Well, it's not new to him, right?
No. And then he'd get up and he'd have to use the restroom for at least an hour after that too. So it's like,
oh, nice.
Yeah.
At least you weren't like drugging him to get him to sleep longer.
No. Why was that? You did?
No.
You're that guy.
No,
Weird. I think I'm playing this game right now that
Yeah.
deals with that kind of thing. Weirdo.
So I don't know. We'll see about Spider-Man. I think I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
It looks pretty cool. In the fighting scene, they show all these cool little spider web, different techniques he can do. Like they do the, he has like the robot voice thing in his suit, kind of like the trailers for the new movie, right? And so it talks to him, and he goes and like shoots like a web trap, and the guy runs by, and it explodes and catches the guy. So it seems like it's not tied to the movie, but it seems like it has tie-ins to the movie. So, and it said that there will be all sorts of suits you
That's
can put
just
on.
the Stark Tech suit, right?
Yeah.
Which is that is in the comics.
There is a Stark suit that's made for him, but it's not the one that we've seen in the trailers or in this game. That's the Iron Spider, and it's a red suit with a big gold spider on the front and gold eyes, and it has 3 like spider legs that come out of it.
Oh, weird.
Like out of the back of it that he can like do other stuff with, and it like I think it does have like the internal computer system, and he can like see different things through the lenses, and like it's kind of like that way with this, but it doesn't look like the normal spider suit at all.
Okay.
So, yeah, the Iron Spider. And I don't know what arc that was in. I didn't read those comics, but I'm totally familiar with that suit.
All right. Well, I'm not, so.
Yeah. Well, now you are a little more, right?
A little bit.
You probably recognize it if you saw it. Because it has the gold arms with the gold spider and the gold eyes on a red suit.
It sounds like the Doc Ock suit, only Spider-Man suit.
Kind of, yes. Sort of. Less arms, but yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Super stoked for it. Comes out 2018. The Days Gone only comes out on the 29th, so we don't really have that long to wait for that one. That's this year. God of War is 2018. And the Shadow of the Colossus, I didn't even look up when it comes out because I already own it, and I'm just going to play the one I already own. The most exciting game,
Yes.
which is multi-platform. Everybody gets to play it. I'm chomping at the bit for this game. It was beyond awesome looking. I'm already sold. I don't need to see any more.
It was
it's one
really
of those
good.
games. I'm signed up.
It's one of the few trailers that I actually watched all the way through and totally dug.
Yeah, I watched it a couple times, actually. And every time I was just like, this is what it's been missing, right?
Yep.
And that game is Dragon Ball Fighter Z, and it comes out 2018. We're getting rid of this stupid Xenoverse that is level grind, I don't play Destiny, right? So I don't know exactly what Destiny's like, but I always got the impression that Destiny is like Xenoverse, where you do a mission, and in the end of the mission, you're really hoping that you get this one item, right? Which is how Xenoverse is. Xenoverse, you can play the same level 30 times and not unlock the item, the like rare item that level gives you. And that's what I got the impression that Destiny was like, and it's always what deterred me from it. But
God.
But this Dragon Ball Fighter Z, man, 2D, just straight up just brawler classic fighting game. You can have 3 people. It almost looks like Marvel vs. Capcom reskinned.
Yep.
And I'm fine with that. So okay with that. I can't wait for it.
I was thinking more like Tekken Tag, but yeah.
Right? Because it's all of the like the air juggles, which is Marvel vs. Capcom, the explosive where you get 3 guys to choose from, and they can all come in and like each do their super moves on you.
Yeah, and they have the assists and stuff.
Yeah,
exactly.
So which is very kind of Marvel vs. Capcom.
And yes, the explosion or the explosive gameplay to the. I won't finish this. I'll let you.
All right,
finish it off.
I'll help you out.
Yeah,
because I'm a dude like that.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling this one already. Pretty good.
You can count on me. Don't I know you hear a lot of stuff, but don't believe it. What do you think? Is it your most anticipated E3 thing that you saw?
I don't know. That Days Gone looked pretty cool, but after, because I didn't finish that trailer.
The Days Gone.
Yeah, my internet went.
Nice.
Went to the
the internet monster.
Went to the clock out thing, so I just went. I'm out.
Yeah.
And after finding out that it's all zombies.
No, it's not all zombies. But like, okay, so if you watch the rest of the trailer, he gets to this point where he sneaks around and he kills humans too, right? To get into the base, right? And then he goes into a base where there are humans, and he needs to take it over.
Ripped off his motorcycle, where he got to where they hit the rope across the motorcycle and killed those 2 guys brutally.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's badass. And then it went into the just the loading deal, and I was just like,
well, he ends up like infiltrating one of their bases, right? He goes in, sneaks in, and there's these zombies that are all eating whatever, like animals and other stuff. And he sneaks by them, gets into this base, and he wants to take the base over, so he like does a couple sneak kills, and then he goes over to the wall that he snuck over and places a little explosive and blows it up and causes this disturbance. And then the horde of zombies come up and they all go in and they start taking out everybody for him. So it seems like you can almost use the zombies as a weapon until they discover you, of course, right? But yeah. I thought it actually looked pretty cool. And I used to hate zombie stuff. Like, I'm not into the zombie thing. It's not something that, hey, it's got zombies in it, it's going to be awesome, right? I don't think that right away. I kind of think, it's got zombies in it, right? But Dying Light, which is totally a zombie game, one of the best multiplayer games you could ever own, and it's so cheap. You can go pick that game up, the Ultimate Deluxe version, if you get it on its sale or whatever price. It's like $25.
That's that first-person one, right?
Yeah.
That first-person parkour zombie game? Yeah,
dude, it's so cool. Me and my brother have been cracking out on it. We both played all the way through the game, and I'm a little bummed because we did the whole game from beginning to end, and the last level, it won't let us play together. You have to do that individually, and then I'm pretty sure we can both go back to the map and finish all the side quests and stuff. But you even get like a grappling hook in it that you can throw twice, totally like Spider-Man, and grapple something and then zip to it, and you can even use it as a weapon and like plunk zombies in the head with it and stuff. It's so cool. But and then you have to like recoil it, and so kill a couple zombies while you do that. But any weapon you make in it will eventually get used up and break, so there's no point in just saving anything forever. You just need to use it and get your fun out of it. There's so many cool things about that game. Everything you pick up you can make into something. It's super, super cool. For $25, one of the best purchases you'll ever make. For online play also. I wish Walter wouldn't get sick. He'd make himself barf in 2 minutes in that game because of the parkour stuff.
Yeah.
But it's really good. I totally recommend it to anybody out there. If you see that game for $25, pick it up. So worth it.
Yeah.
But Dragon Ball FighterZ
looks freaking awesome.
So stoked. How awesome does it look like that they nail that intense, in-your-face, action-y part of Dragon Ball Z?
Oh, just the cutaway and then just refighting in another spot. Totally nailed that.
Yeah. It's just like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. When I heard that they had said that the characters, the character models are all total 3D, right?
And Gohan looks badass in it.
Yes. Well, he is the badass Gohan, that era, right? So one of my major concerns is that you only got to see like 5 characters.
Yeah. I
think it's known by now that any Dragon Ball Z game we get needs to have like minimum 100 characters to pick from. And that's just what they do, right?
Yeah.
Like, how bummed are you when you can play it and like, oh, I can't pick, whatever. I can only go up to Cell, And now that they've got this whole Dragon Ball S thing going, now you have to deal with all those people too.
Yeah.
So.
But they put Z in it, so they're probably just capping it off at the Z.
Well, but there is Golden Frieza.
Is there?
Yeah. He was in the trailer. I saw him in the trailer, and I saw Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Okay.
Didn't see any God mode Saiyan stuff, so I don't know about that. But I mean, this is like their opportunity to put in like the female Super Saiyan that's shown up in Dragon Ball S. I refuse to call it anything other than that. So she could be in it though. That would be cool, right? Or even her little. It's not her brother, but the other Saiyan guy that shows her how to go Super Saiyan. Like, that'd be cool if they were in it. There's other people that have kind of introduced themselves in it that are pretty badass. They could be in it. I don't know, but I want a crap load of characters. You just have to have it. I don't want to be shortchanged.
Okay.
Even if it's me doing a fight of like my team of 3 is like.
So I'm willing to bet you they're totally going to be available, and they're totally going to come out over time, and they're totally going to be straight out of your wallet.
Oh my god, they're going to cost me? No, make them in-game unlocks.
No, no. I'm pretty sure they're going to go Injustice on you.
No! Don't do that to me. I have to wait till the ultimate version to buy it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be so
Or buy it twice and then...
I won't wait. That's the problem.
I'm not going to wait. Buy the first one, get what you can unlock, wait for the Ultimate Edition to come out, and buy the Ultimate Edition later. Because by the time you do, five characters that you want, you want at least 10, but you can buy 5 characters. That's gonna be the cost of the next game anyway.
Oh my god!
So it's like you just save yourself the money and the time. Just
don't do that to me, please. Don't do that to me.
I bet you that's exactly what's gonna happen to you.
There's not enough game there to do that, I don't think.
Oh, but you'll do it. You'll buy it twice, I'm sure.
Ah! I hate you. I didn't even think about that. You ruined it. It's not my favorite game anymore. I have nothing good to say about E3 anymore. It all sucks. I'm done. I'm going to sell my PlayStation 4. I'm done. This is our last podcast. It's officially over right now.
We got to at least finish last episode.
Okay. That's it? Okay, thanks. That's the priority.
Oh, well, I did, so.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Just rub that in.
For like, I don't know, the 5th, 6th time.
Yeah. I will say it's super awesome. I'm only halfway through. I do really, really enjoy it, though. I could see where some people wouldn't.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. We'll get into it. But
Yeah.
I actually really, really enjoy it. And I'm enjoying it more this time through. And I think this is my third time.
Oh, really? That's quite a few times through.
Yeah. And I watched it, I've watched it twice in English. I watched the first half in Japanese. And this run now I switched back to English because I can't get anything else done when it's on. Not that I'm trying to like multitask a bunch, but I don't speak Japanese, so I have to sit there and read every scene, and it's hard to absorb the show.
I watched it the very first time through in Japanese. And I watched it the second time through in Japanese. And then decided to switch to English. And I do got to say, I almost like it better in English.
Yeah.
Even having, like, developed my love for this show in Japanese. Because usually once I do that, I can't make the switch.
Yeah, yeah. I go that way too, whether it's English or Japanese. But once you commit to one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. No, I super love it. I think it's really, really good. And I like it better in English too, and mainly because I can absorb the show better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they just did good. They just did a good job of voice acting.
Yeah, there isn't anybody in it that's really annoying.
No, I mean Dio, but
I even don't mind him because he is so him.
exactly,
Right? He
owns that character.
is that character all the way through. Like even when his like sister shows up and he goes nuts and wants to get out of there.
Human.
Yeah,
He's that the guy.
yeah, and I love that he calls him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
I won, or you won, so I guess I'll never learn your name.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And he's so weird and creepy, right? And I love his buddy who's like, maybe you should quit doing that because you're being weird and creepy. And he's like, no, I'm just weird and creepy. So E3 highlights, Dragon Ball FighterZ, right? Bottom line, that's my most anticipated, and I never saw it coming. That just like when I was going through all of the trailers of everything that was shown and just everything announced, I was like, Dragon Ball? What's this? And I watched it and just like seriously, my jaw dropped to the floor.
Think I saw that before you then, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. I posted it. I think I did a Facebook post like a couple days after I watched it.
Yeah, no,
I saw it the day it, I don't remember what day it was. I think it was
Okay.
Thursday when it came out.
It was the day that I got home from the ordeal.
Yeah. And I was just blown away. DBZ game is not something that or is something that I type into Google quite frequently.
Okay.
I want to know when the next one is, and it's because I've been so sick of Xenoverse. Xenoverse sucks. It's not good. It just isn't good. Well, and the other crappy thing about Xenoverse is you never get to play as the other characters. Like the characters from the show, you make your own character,
Oh, yeah.
right? And then you get to meet them and work with them and do that kind of thing.
Train
but
from them, learn their special abilities.
it's garbage. It's not fun. The second one's not fun either. It's just not good. It's so much level grinding and stupid stuff between being awesome. I don't want to play a level 50 times just to be able to go Super Saiyan, right? Zero instant gratification. That's what I'm all about. This game looks like instant gratification. It needs to have a butt ton of people in the game. Everybody I want to play, right? You can leave out the rest, but as long as all the people I want to play are in there, and then it also
Which we know is Garlic Jr. and
right and Puar, Chaozu,
Chaozu.
Bulma. Maybe they'll throw Bulma in there. Play the crap out of that. Yeah. And you need to be able to do your transformations.
Yes.
You have to be able to transform. I hate it when they're like, it's a DBZ game. It's got 150 playable characters.
So would Bulma's transformation be a big head and sharp teeth?
Maybe, yeah, right. Different hairstyles.
Yeah.
Outfit change.
when she's angry and she just goes into the caricature.
Yeah.
Big head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
She doesn't do that very often, but she did it a couple times.
she did. I think more so in the older stuff too.
Yeah.
that's one of the things I've ran into an issue with the Dragon Ball Z games, though, is they'll say like 150 characters and this and that, and then you go to get it, and each transformation of somebody counts as a character.
Oh.
Right? It's not really 100, which, whatever, I don't need 150 anyway, but just don't sell it as that. Right? I feel like I'm being lied to. Don't lie to me, especially about Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Come on. So I don't know. Again, those are our highlights. Dragon Ball Fighter. I think Days Gone. I'm already signed up. I'm going to get it. I don't need to see any more of that game either. I think it's going to be awesome. Spider-Man, pretty close to signed up for that one.
Oh, you're going to get it. You know it.
Man, I hate you. You're just like killing my wallet today.
The amount you've been talking about it since, the last 3 episodes now?
Yeah, I know. And I was so adamant about not getting it. I'm not going to get suckered. But I say that about Dragon Ball Z stuff, too.
I know.
Those are the two where I'm like, nope, mm-mm. And then I see it and I was like, I want it. Can I pre-order it? I want it now. So I think I'm signed up for those. And they're both exclusives. Days Gone and Spider-Man are both exclusives for PlayStation 4. That's kind of why I think I'm going to give it to PS4 for as far as what I saw from E3. I know I'm super biased. I tried to rag on them all just to even the playing field a little bit. Nintendo, all the classic stuff you always loved. If you love Nintendo, then they're just banging on all cylinders for you. And Xbox, they have a new system. So we'll see if that's what saves them. I kind of think they should quit focusing on that and just make good games.
What games do they make, though?
That Xbox makes. There's a pirate game. The Sea of Pirates, I think is what it's called. People are all over that.
I know the Fable was them, and they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Fable
I don't know.
No more,
Halo?
Halo?
Halo's kind of their big claim to fame, right?
Yeah.
It was Titanfall, but now that's not even true. Yeah, I don't know. I think Xbox needs to get over that part of it, though. The whole, just the system thing and the we can run your house from this system and do all, get away from that and focus on your games more.
Well, that is something that Josh does talk about. One of the things he loves is the fact that it is his entire home system.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, I guess my PlayStation kind of is. I mean, I don't own TV, right? I don't even have my free local channels anymore. I disconnected everything. We just watch everything through the PlayStation.
But I mean, he does it through voice command and.
Yeah, and I don't really do that. I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the Xbox one actually works.
Yeah, both PlayStation one doesn't work very well.
No.
It always pops up on accident when I'm watching a movie, and they must say something close to PlayStation, and then we're like, no, PlayStation, and it just ignores me, and then I get so pissed at it, and I'll go and just unplug the camera. It's like pushing the, what's the Mitch Hedberg joke, where he talks to his fan, and it's oscillating, and it always says no, so he pulls the lever up. He's like, nah, you ain't saying shit, right? You haven't heard that one? That's pretty funny.
I haven't.
Anyway, check out Mitch Hedberg. Rest in peace. We love you. So keep watching Last Exile.
Yes.
It's our anime. I'm going to finish it, I promise. And should we talk about next week first? Might as
Sure.
well, right? Next week's beer.
Oh, I thought you were not going to talk about what I was going to have them when we finish with next week's beer and then go into our beer.
Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to ruin your train of thought there.
All right, whatever. We can do it that way.
Next week, what's coming out? Do you want to go see it? Would you see it? You don't want to see it and you won't go see it? It's Transformers.
We can, but no, I really don't.
We're not going to have anything good to say. What if we go see it and it's the best movie yet because we go into it with such low expectations?
Okay, fine. We'll go see it.
You want to go see it and see if it's any good at all?
Yeah, we're not going outside of the wood, though.
Okay, now we'll go see it in the crappy... We'll go find the 3, because we want a buffer seat, because we're not on a date, right?
Exactly.
Right? So we'll go find the 3 seats that still work,
Yep.
and we'll sit in the Stanley Theater and watch Transformers. Okay.
Sounds good.
I would do it. And it's going to be garbage. We're going to let's have some beers before we go see that.
Oh, no way I'm not.
Okay. So next episode will be super buzzed. And also, so that comes out next week. And then
Depending on
also...
how long the movie is hungover.
Yeah, right. We might not even stay for the whole thing. Maybe that'll be it. Let's see who can sit in the theater longer than the other watching.
I sat through all of BVS. If I can do that,
At least BVS made that turn into just ridiculous humorous. It was for me. It wasn't Fast and Furious degree. Like, my face didn't hurt from laughter.
because it wasn't intended.
No, but by the end of that, was laughing so hard and thought that was so ridiculous.
It was.
Yeah.
The whole damn thing was super ridiculous. Anyway, we bragged on it.
Yeah.
We're done ragging on that. We'll never be done ragging on that. But
I love that it's also BVS, and we know what S stands for. It's another one. I love it. Yeah. And then the other thing for next week, Preacher Season 2. And I'm going to give it a try because I think it's going to pick up right where the comic starts.
okay,
Because it ended with them in the diner having the conversation. So maybe they'll go off and do it. They're actually going to go against the gunslinger now for real. And I don't know. We'll see what happens.
all right,
So I'm willing to give it at least a few episodes try.
all right.
So now, can I now talk
Yes.
about it? Throw it over to you?
Yes.
Okay, so next week's beer.
Next week's beer is Red Flag Amber Ale, another one from Trouble Brewing
Yes.
out of Kill, Ireland.
Okay, so I have something about that, though. Because I looked on this can, and it says brewed and bottled Trouble Brewing, Rochester, New York.
Oh, okay.
But the other can did not say that.
No, the other can was definitely out of Ireland.
Yeah, and it said that because I remember typing in exactly on our little sheet here where it came from, and it was not Rochester, New York. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Trouble Brewing, but I thought that was weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was worth pointing out.
So I wonder if they have multiple deals, and I wonder if that's why it's so available in the U.S.
Maybe, right?
Makes sense. Trouble Brewing Company, New York, yeah.
Well, I'm curious to see if this one holds up like the other one did. Right? Because the other one was, I got the impression that other one was from Ireland.
It said it was right on the can.
Right on the
It
can.
didn't have anything to do with Rochester, New York.
No. And when you looked up Trouble Brewing online, totally from Ireland. And that's
But I
what
looked
it
up
was.
that beer. I didn't look up just Trouble Brewing.
Oh, I looked up Trouble Brewing. It was
Okay.
like two dudes that are brewing beer in Ireland. So, I don't know. Are we being bamboozled?
Well, I wonder if they've been bought out by the
Right?
big beer conglomerate as well.
Maybe.
Well, given where you bought it, I'm figuring so.
Probably.
So, anyway, from Trouble Brewing, wherever the hell they're from,
Yeah.
Red Flag Amber with Red Flag Amber Ale with honey added.
Yes.
Yes,
So maybe it'll have that creamy
and it's
finish.
4.5%. I think it might.
Creamy waxy.
Might be.
Yeah.
The last one definitely had it.
Yeah. And it's a 4.5%.
Yeah,
A little low on the numbers, but that's fine. I'll drink an extra one.
that's where beer's supposed to be.
Yeah. So now to our it's not really a favorite, but it's the other part of the show. Let's just call it that.
It's the beer wrap up.
Beer wrap up. Wicka wicka.
No laughing.
Don't laugh. Don't insult my white boyness.
Oh my god.
It's so easy to do. I know. You're holding back. I know.
Yeah. Oh my god. So the raisin flavor definitely came out more.
I thought so too.
Way more.
Yes.
Cinnamon kind of stayed about where it was.
It's just a hint.
Yeah.
It's not a lot.
What do they say about it? Is it with cinnamon or just a hint of cinnamon?
I don't know. Would that
It
matter?
just says cinnamon raisin. Oh, I was just
Yeah.
curious if they said with a hint of cinnamon or with it. But it's
No.
just straight up
Cinnamon
raisin.
is first.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's more
Should
than the
be.
other? Right? Usually on an ingredients list, the thing that's in there the most is up front. I don't know. With natural flavors and natural flavors added, which is probably cinnamon and raisin.
Probably.
Yeah. I think it's still pretty smooth. I think as it warmed up, it's a little richer. But
Definitely.
But nothing is abrasive about it, which I actually really enjoy.
No, it comes out pretty good, pretty smooth. The roasted flavor, instead of just being all right there at the end, kind of builds its way up through the whole thing a little more. Comes in earlier.
Yeah, the raisin is way more.
Way more
Yeah,
potent. Still not as sweet as I expected it to be.
that's not to say it isn't sweet though.
It
It's
is.
definitely sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's not abrasively sweet.
No.
Yeah,
It's balanced out well by the roasty.
yeah, it's roasty, kind of smoky flavor
Yeah.
that it's got a little bit, which is roasty. I know, but I would say it almost has like a roasty, smoky is definitely in there,
Yeah.
which I'm a fan of, and it's not too much of that either because I don't like something that's been smoked or is roasty and it tastes burnt. You know what like it's like tastes like a piece of charcoal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not into
Don't
that.
want to eat ash.
No, and there's such a fine line there. There's a fine line between like tasty and garbage is like right here.
Yeah.
Like they're so close. But this is not that at all.
No.
And it's still pretty smooth. Yeah.
It is. Maintains it pretty well. Pretty smooth. Oh. I'm not going to say it's my favorite.
No, I think it's a treat beer, which I think is common for even a stout or a porter. I don't think they're beers I would want to drink every day for every occasion. But, you know, when you want a nice beer treat, it's actually sitting way better in my stomach than I thought it would, considering that I spent yesterday in bed nursing myself back to health. I'm trying to think of a number for it. I think I gotta go. We always stare off because I've watched a few of our videos. We always stare off in the distance at this point, and it's because our number list is on the back wall, and we're contemplating, right? Yeah,
we're just staring off into contemplation. Well, it could be.
We're getting notes from the producer. Holly is telling us what to do.
All of a sudden, she's that tall.
Yeah, we get. I think I'm gonna give it. I think it's a 7. I think it's good.
I was gonna go straight 6.
Really? What kept you from higher?
I don't know. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just something about it just doesn't sit right. And I love cinnamon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like my go-to coffee drink is a cinnamon coffee drink. You know, I love cinnamon rolls. Go figure.
Yeah.
No, but just saying, like cinnamon. I just love cinnamon, and I was really looking forward to this, but I don't know, something about it just isn't sitting right.
Yeah, you think so?
And I don't know
if it is the cinnamon that's not sitting right.
I think it's just more. I'm not in the biggest mood lately for, and this might just totally be my mood right now, but I'm just not in the biggest mood for beers with stuff added to it. It's like every beer we go to has this and this added to it, and this flavor added to it, and this fruit added to it, and this with this added, and citrus and lime, and what about just making a good beer?
Yeah. And so next week we got honey added, right?
Yeah.
Can't get away from it.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's like...
You know why I picked this one? Because it had raisin and cinnamon added. That's why I grabbed it. I saw, again, it's hard to find something that isn't an IPA right now. It just, especially this time of year, right? And so I kind of went with the porters or the stouts I could get. I got a few of them, so we'd have some beers lined up for our shows. But this one I particularly, I sought it out because of the cinnamon and raisin. And I thought that might be interesting. And again, I thought this could be really, really sweet because of the raisin.
It sounded very interesting.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was pretty on board with it because 1, Ballast Point, 2, it's porter. I like, or stout, I mean. And I like those. I like that. I love cinnamon. I was thinking this might all come together good, and it's not bad. I mean, I would totally drink another one of these.
Yeah.
Sit down and enjoy it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to find it.
It's not going in your beer fridge.
It is not going in my beer fridge. And I don't really have a...
If we were going to sit down and drink beer, and I was like, hey, you want a Ballast Point Commodore? Would you say, do you have anything else?
Well, okay, if it was just a straight Commodore, which is their stout.
Yeah, that's what this is.
It's the Commodore with cinnamon and raisin.
Oh, it's cinnamon raisin Commodore.
Okay, so if you look at the Ballast Point beers, okay, they got the Sculpin.
Yeah.
Which is their IPA. And they've got the grapefruit Sculpin. And
Not good. We tried it. I didn't like it at all.
It's okay. It's, but they have the grapefruit Sculpin, and they have the other, it's a bunch of different stuff that they've added to it.
But they're all Sculpins.
But they're all Sculpin.
Okay.
And
so Commodores are all stouts.
Well, yeah, it's the Commodore is that beer. That's the base beer. It's the Commodore brew, and then they've added cinnamon raisin to it, or they add coffee to it, or they add whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, same with the Sculpin, so.
Yeah. So you would have almost rather just had a regular Commodore.
I think so.
Well, that explains the 6 then.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get off your back about it. Sorry.
But no, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's bad. It's different than a regular stout. It definitely is. I don't know that it's super cinnamon noticeable. I think it's maybe the cinnamon is that bit that lingers.
Well, it definitely lingers at the end with with that roastiness.
Yeah, and I think a little bit of cinnamon in there, but the cinnamon's not real dominant. I was kind of expecting more cinnamon out of it, especially because it came first.
Yeah, it's got the aroma.
Yeah,
especially since it's warmed up.
It's okay. I actually thought it was good, but again, I'm not going to keep it in my beer fridge. You got me questioning my number now.
No, don't do that, man. I still think that's something we should do rather than the way we've got our website ordered. But that's something we can talk about later.
Put beer fridge?
I think we should just have our beer fridge. What would we put in our fridge? What do we put in our fridge?
Yeah. My beer fridge, it's like every other collection I have. It's just such a weird hodgepodge mix of stuff. It just is.
You know, Okay, so put in your recommended beer fridge.
Did you try the Big Lebowski?
I did.
What'd you think?
It kicked my rear.
Is the thing I love about the Big Lebowski, this is totally off topic, bonus content. I love that it is what it says on the bottle.
It is. It's a freaking White Russian stout.
It totally is, right? The dude would be proud, don't you
Yes,
think?
the dude
That
would
would be the beer the dude drinks. It's really good. Big
It is.
Lebowski. It's from Naked City Brewing. I think it's worth checking out.
It's creamy, tastes Kahlua-ish,
Yeah.
but it's definitely
But it's
a
like
stout.
balanced really well.
It is balanced really well. It is sweet.
Yes.
It's very sweet.
Like a White Russian should be.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
And it kicked my ass.
Yeah, because it's like 10%.
Yes.
9 something?
9.
Yeah.
But yeah, it worked. It worked really.
And it's 22 ounces of it. It better kick your ass.
It did. It really, really, really did.
Yeah.
Like, I had to almost talk myself down a little bit.
Nice. There's nothing better than going out on the front porch and talking yourself down.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that a couple times. That didn't help yesterday. I was
Whew.
just laying in bed. You're gonna
I
make
know
it
you got
through
2
this,
more
man.
swallows, man, but
Yeah,
I can't leave them. Nobody left behind.
that's right. No man left behind. So please do click like and subscribe.
Yes.
It totally helps us out. If you enjoyed it at all, please do that. Follow us on Twitter at Nerdbuzzed, and
I don't know why that cracks me up every time.
because it's funny.
It is.
And if you want, and maybe you have a beer out there that you think is awesome, and you're like, hey, what the hell are these guys talking about? They don't even know good beer. Recommend it to us.
Yeah.
All right?
And we can dislike that one too.
Yeah, right? We're totally down to talk crap about anybody's whatever they want to recommend. Game, beer, anything. We'd love to hear from people.
Yeah.
Totally fuels the nerd fire.
We'll do our homework before talking crap, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, educated crap.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So, on that note,
To all the nerds,
through all the fuzz,
bottoms up.
let's get nerd buzzed.
Talking about beer, talking about nerd culture. You're on Nerdbuzzed.
All right.
Just as we do.
Marcus and Jeremiah.
'Cause I didn't learn my lesson.
You're on Nerdbuzzed. Let's get Nerdbuzzed.